Hello YouTube, this is Jeff. Just want to give a real quick update. I appreciate all the comments and everything that I received yesterday and today. Sorry you're going to have to put up with my shaky camera and probably me moving around a lot, but I know there's been a lot of questions, concerns, whatever, people pointing out different things. So before I button this thing all together, I just wanted to show a couple things. One fella was asking about the exhaust that I'm using and thought that I was just siliconing this ring into that opening, and that's actually not the case. As you can see, there's little fingers all the way around here, and when you fit this thing in there, you reach inside, and I can see if I can do it, and these fingers actually bend out around, and I get a really tight seal. Honestly, I mean, if you cut that hole right like that, I don't even really think you need silicone around it. When I first tested this stove out, I did not silicone it. I just bent the fingers around. Like I said, it's a real good, nice, tight fit. And by the way, it's roaring away. The bottom dropped out last night, and it has been really chilly here all day. So I got this thing fired up and running. Runs like a champ. So anyways, with this one, I didn't even silicone it for probably about the first, I don't know how many burns, but it draws fine. I'm not sealing this for safety purposes, worried about me or the carbon monoxide getting out. I'm siliconing it tight, more towards getting a good air draw or an airflow up through the stack. So that was one of the concerns somebody had. I think he thought I was just sliding this in and then siliconing it, and there's a lot of pressure on there and worried about it like popping off. So that's not the case. I just wanted to address that real quick. Also, ash removal. I've had several people saying you don't have an ash door on these things. You don't. How you going to get the ash out of the barrel? Let me show you a flashlight. As you can see, if I can shine down in there, I've got total access to the whole inside of that through this exhaust port, which was my plan all along. And with this one, these pipes from here over are not screwed together. They're just slip fit. So it's just a matter of grabbing hold of that pipe, sliding it over, and I can access the whole inside. Also, I left, if you can see that, I just put a plug in where the control valve was to the original propane tank. I just unscrewed them and then plugged them. So hypothetically, what my plan was from the beginning was actually to put like a 90, put like a short nipple and then come down a little bit and put a 90, and then go out to the side and do an adapter to a larger, I don't know what a vacuum hose the diameter is, but probably what, 1.5 inches, maybe 1.25 inches, something like that. And then putting a plug on the outside where I could unscrew the plug, stick a shop vac hose to it, and suck the ashes out that way without ever having to pull anything off, save for a bung here on the side. So that might be another option to do. I'm not totally ruling that out, but it's easy enough just to slide this pipe off. Now granted, this will be installed in a house, so I'm big on safety, so I might put a bead of silicone or something around there, a small one, but it'll be something I can break loose and easily access the inside of the tank, the main body of the stove, fairly easy with a shop vac. Like I said, it's a 4-inch port, so it's not a big deal. I mean, I can stick my whole arm down in there. It's not a big deal to shove a shop vac down in the end of the hose down there, wiggle it around, and should be able to vacuum it out pretty easy. And but there it is. I got. Let me see if I can set this thing up real quick. If I can put this in the holder here. That might stay. I don't know. Stuff flying everywhere. Let me see here. Okay, first off, I got my little stainless steel stud welded in. I went straight up and down this time instead of to the side. Just that's a lot heavier plate steel than that. A lot of stuff I'm going to be redoing on this little stove because, like I said, that was all experimentation. Just seeing what would work, what wasn't. So a lot of that stuff is just heavy gauge sheet metal, like 14 gauge sheet metal. So over time, it's not going to stand up. So a lot of that I'm going to be redoing. I put some more cross hatches in my grate system, welded the basket on. It lines up really good. Let's see, I had a couple doors here somewhere. There they are. This one I showed last night. It was just the bottom ash door that slides in the bottom, and then I fabricated the side air vent. I know a lot. I've had again several people said don't do a side vent on these. Just stick with a vent from the top. But my reasoning behind this is if I do get some of them puffs of smoke, which by the way I figured out let me see if I can explain this better. This oak that I've been getting is like concrete. It is super hard. It's really seasoned. And what happened is this thing is burning down the tube. The ends of these are getting so hot that they're gasifying, and that's what them puffs of smoke are coming up out of the top of this every once in a great while. It's this wood actually gasifying inside of the burn chamber instead of traveling on back through. So figured that out. Thanks Cotropheus for pointing that out, and again used dead on that. Actually caught it doing it the other day and kind of figured it out. But anyways, there's my little air vent that's going to feed from the side. So I figure if I do get any of that gasification going on and the lid's on here, I mean I've got probably a good 2.5, 3 inches of airspace where if it does puff up, it's just going to kind of churn in there, and eventually when the airflow takes back over again, it should hypothetically just suck whatever smoke rose to the top on back down over and then on out. So again, hypothetically, so that's why I'm doing the side feed on that. Again, the pellet feed, no need for any kind of air vent or anything like that. I did have a couple questions about the air or the pellet feed, the shut off, and it's not really for a safety thing. It's so I can kind of regulate what I want to burn when I want to burn it. And another question was, they said the wood should burn about the same rate as the pellets, and that's not necessarily true. This pellet full of, or this hopper here full of pellets will burn several hours. even if it's wide open, it'll burn several hours beyond what the wood will consume itself quicker than the pellets will. And also, as I explained in one of the other videos, when I first start this, like if it's a cold morning or whatever, you want a lot of heat quick. You know, open the pellet feed up, let it rip, fill the wood hopper full of wood, let it rip, and this is going to get real hot real quick. And you know, after it burns and you kind of get up to temperature what you want, that's why I've got the air feed set up how they are. I can turn this kind of down. I can adjust this pellet feed down, or shut it completely off, whatever. But the actual basket size is going to determine the amount of heat that the pellets are going to be putting off. If that basket is a big basket and that thing is full of pellets, it's going to be one big lump of fire and coals putting out heat. Now, if you shrink that basket down, you're not going to have obviously as big of a chunk of fire and coals, and therefore less heat output. So what I've done, I kind of made a medium-sized basket. It's probably 3 inches by 2 inches, and I'm going to start with that. And I just tacked it on that grate system, and just see how it works. You know, I don't know. I have no clue. For all intents and purposes, as soon as I put the exhaust port on there, or that adapter, I can stick an elbow on and a piece of pipe or two, and this thing should be ready to fire up. So I'll probably do that tomorrow. Like I said, I'm beat. I was up at 4 o'clock this morning and going, and I'm just tired. So I just come in and finished up a couple just small projects that was left on this, and I wanted to address a couple of your guys' questions and concerns, and try to shed a little light on the situation of why I'm doing what I'm doing. So that's it. Tomorrow should be a quick video on firing this thing up, and we'll see if it works or not. I sure hope it does. You wouldn't believe the hours and the elbow grease basically I've got into and fabrication that I've got tied up in this thing. Honestly, if somebody come and offer me $1,000 to do one of these the exact same way with the exact same materials, I'd have to think twice about it. Man, this was a lot of work. Now, again, like I said on a previous video, if this was all dimensional steel, it wouldn't have been half as bad, and would have made life a lot easier. So there it is, pretty much ready to go. Like I said, my doors are in. Just a matter of I've got some the little wavy washers, tension washers to put on there. I've got my doors all finished up. I do have to come up with some kind of handle system on these. Man, they fit tight, and I don't want I don't like this. I don't like this handle on here at all. So I think it looks cheesy. I like a nice smooth look. So I went and bought a piece of dowel rod. It's like, I think 1 3/8 or something like that. I'm thinking of doing just a handle that slides in, doing like a sliding track, almost like this door is, just on a smaller scale, and something that will just slide in a rail system on each one, that I could pick the door up, move it, and then put it back on, and then slide basically the handle back out, and then maybe make a nice holder or something, you know, somewhere maybe on the stove body. But I don't know. That's, to me, that's finishing things. I want to just get it fired up, see if it works or not. If it works, or if it doesn't work, then, you know, it's back to the drawing board. I'm gonna have to tear it apart and figure out what's going on with it. So there it is. This is Jeff. I guess I'll post another video tomorrow, and we'll get this thing fired up, see what happens. Thanks.